Hi. Who deserves that job? I'm going to have to be careful with this one. Um, Simply from the perspective that there are people who feel that they deserve the job because of specific aspects of them that are not related to the job. What makes me different from you? What makes you different from anybody else? Well, it's certainly not your ethnicity. It's not the color of your skin. It's not the color of your hair or your eyes. It's not how old you are. It's not anything that is superficial. And I don't mean to be disrespectful when I call those things superficial, but when we're talking about jobs, unless you're in a market where putting somebody in place that is not from that market or doesn't look like they're from that market is going to be disadvantageous, there really isn't a reason to use superficial reasons for choosing somebody. So when you're hiring, you shouldn't look at those things. In fact, I would personally say that if you are looking at demographics, gender, race, age, religion, that sort of thing, in order to hire, and you don't have a really good reason to do so, you are really being unethical, possibly breaking the law. And you're also shorting yourself. You're shorting your company of who might be the best person because you are narrowing it down based on irrelevant information. It's one thing to want to hire somebody who's, say, French because they know about France and they know they'll understand the products that you're selling, which are French, that would have some unique characteristics to them that people from America wouldn't understand, for example. It's another thing to hire somebody who's French just because you like their accent or because they're French. So, who should you be hiring? Well, you shouldn't be hiring the French person just because they're French. You should be hiring people who have the qualifications you need. And it doesn't matter whether they're older or younger. If they shine, let them shine in your company. Because you're ripping yourself off by choosing somebody who is in a particular demographic group just because of that. You have to have really good reasons for choosing people from a specific demographic group. And if you say, well, they're the only ones who are going to understand, you're going to have to defend that claim. Because in many situations, the truth is that people from other demographics are going to understand. I mean, I've heard from my children, well, you won't understand. And then they go on to describe something that I have experienced or that I know somebody who has experienced. And at the very least, that neither of them is true, but I do understand because there are very few situations that are truly so unique and so rare that people won't understand them. Now, that doesn't mean that some people won't understand them, but that's because of those people having an inability to understand these things. So, when you're going to hire somebody, don't look at skin color. I mean, there are companies that won't hire me because I'm white. But if you look at my daughter, you may not think that she's not white. She's half Asian. Or my son, you may think he's Hispanic, but he's half Asian. And in addition to that, you may look at somebody because Oh, they're bald. Well, so the heck what? What's your problem with bald people? Did you get abused by a bald person or something? That's not relevant. No, what I mean is I feel bad that you were abused by anybody, but discriminating against bald people because of what happened with one person who's bald, there's no connection. You're connecting two different things that are not actually related. Baldness did not cause that person to abuse you. Baldness did not cause that person to choose you. You shouldn't look at anything other than their qualifications, their intelligence, their work experience, their educational experience. And if you don't see what you're looking for on your resume, you should be asking questions. If you are looking for specific skills, you should be checking to see if that person has those specific skills. If you're looking for a particular type of personality, for example, somebody who's very, very motivated, like for sales, that is something that you should be actually testing for or evaluating. You shouldn't be saying, oh, this person's black. Oh, this person's Muslim. Oh, this person's old. We can't hire this person. That is discrimination. It's stupid. And it's stupid because you are eliminating people who might be the best choice. I deal with discrimination in hiring. People have discriminated against me because I'm white, because I'm 54, because of sexual preferences and religion, maybe, I don't know, but people look skin deep and they don't see what it is that I can offer. I know what I can offer. I think that we need to start looking at better ways to evaluate somebody's fitness for a job than just a resume and a cover letter. There are a lot of people out there, myself included, who are not particularly talented at writing resumes and cover letters. That doesn't mean that they're a bad fit for the company. That just means we don't get it. We don't have the skills to do a great job at resumes and cover letters. And that is not a very good metric. And another thing is interviewing. There are people out there who are incredibly good at what they do, but they can't interview worth a darn. I'm fairly good at interviewing, but I make mistakes. I admit that. And it's hard to know how to perform in an interview because you don't know what the standards are of the person. You don't know what their expectations are. You don't know a lot of things about it. Now, you may say, oh, you can tell from the job description. The job description was most likely not written by the person who is interviewing you. And even if it is, there may be other people interviewing you who did not have a hand in writing that job description. You can't see my hand. It's all going all over the place. So you cannot say, use the job description to help you navigate the interview. A lot of people don't know how to interview right. A lot of people ask the wrong questions, or they ask questions they're not even allowed to ask legally. A lot of people just use standard questions that they've heard asked of them, and that may have no relevance to the job that they're trying to fill. So we need to move forward in the way that we match people to jobs. So, 2 challenges for you. Can you provide a better way to match people to jobs? And can you stop choosing people or rejecting people based on superficial factors like demographics? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.